anyone can beat that experienced squad already, though. Oof. An aggressive start. Gonna be the trade for Doma.
First kill on the board for MSH. We thought he would show up. The HUD has as well, and it's sticking around. It's just making sure we know it's there. Site taken by Enterprise, and here we go. Alexic on spot, ready to get away with things, and he's found Zeke already. Paranoia to his position, but Zero Tenacity have backfilled this space. Already numbers on site, and Enterprise down to their final 2 members. It's Killez and Doma to try and create something here. Killez, nice isolation of that fight back site. Spike is still out in the open though. Killez fighting forwards to try and claim this one back. 3 for Killez.
Position has its value, but can't move any further forward without the cage giving it away, and I think may even just try and end up in the middle of it.
Look at Gomez.
They're still waiting for those further rotations to come back around, and after being spotted, has to fall back. Aftershock held as well by Zeke, which is going to buy them even more time. And they're only just starting to make their move forward. A lot of time has gone on this clock already. It's getting more and more difficult, but they're finding those trades. Grimek's done well, but Doma still standing. He'll lose his life as well. There's enough time to get that defusal. Oh yeah, he's actually just... There's no one paying attention at all.
Right behind them. No questions asked. And Killez snooping around to see what's happened. Be lucky not to get caught a second time by this, because they're walking back in, and so is Alexic, but it looks the opposite way. I mean, do you not expect there to be more players towards lobby after you've just killed the breach player facing that direction?
I think if I'm Zeke, I'm fuming, but at the same time, that has worked out for them, which I'm not really sure as to how, but now it comes down to, well, this time he's in the right place at the right time. No need for rotations at all.
He has an operator as well to just sweeten that deal. Nice shot from Gumek. Yaz hits the deck, the smoke, and the Paranoia will connect on multiple targets of the opposition this time. He can leave the site unscathed. And Zero Tenacity set up for this retake 3 versus 3.
Spike planted.
He's using the operator almost as a shotgun. Starkey goes through. Oh, that's almost 2. Finally, Grimek's going to go down. Probably should have died last round, but managed to survive. And now a 1 versus 3 for MSH. This is a tough position to try and get back from, especially considering that Hunter's Fury alive in the backline. He's still got to get past Starkey as a start, which, hey, that one's given almost for free, but the remaining couple of players just playing off that information, playing off that time, having the drone, having the camera, and eventually they'll confirm it. Why do I feel like he's going to get a kill?
It's the same rollout, though. The TP, the updraft. They go into the rafters, and Zeke buries them 10 foot under. Putty gets one back towards C-Link, and this is where Zero Tenacity start to put up a fight for themselves. Doma still clinging onto that ult. He'll drop back towards grass, but is now forced to move forwards and take those jewels. Yes, still somehow alive when the dust settles, and Doma is the one that Enterprise will be banking on to pick this round up for them. He sidestepped the Paranoia, but still will fall. Yaz is the one of a few players know firsthand. Zeke, a former teammate, how good this guy can be, and Putty instead is the one popping up in the feed. He started the round just outside of sewers, and that's where he fires his ult, and recon, which reveals 2 players. Enterprise getting lit up. They don't get half a chance, and Grimmek fit what the team needs, and right now he's a key part of it. Great position for a stun, and Putty, off the back of it, gets himself another double kill.
Yeah, the thing is, I think it was after. I think he'd basically done the work. It was like, it was even more cosmetic than normal. Killez with a nice trade, but still the defense for the moment had that advantage. But Zeke again, he's been fragging out on the breach. I believe this one will get him 1 away from that ultimate. A single kill might just end this round in its tracks, but I'm looking at Grimek and Alexic, and I believe in the defense.
Killez the one in the clutch, though. Mr. Consistent. As I said before, pillar of the team. Can he hoist them up this time around? Smokes have allowed Alexic to cross. He's already towards default, and now it feels almost impossible for Killez. The spike position planted against him.
He can succeed as much as I hope he does.
Ooh, it's the young gun that gets put down by the champs winner. Killez opening things up for Enterprise on this round. And again, it feels like since those first few rounds, Electric's been throwing out lifelines to Enterprise in some of these. In terms of the setup, it's more catered towards the B site. But you're feeling could be a heavy split towards Garage side of C at this point, and an opportunity for Zero Tenacity to isolate Doma, one which they're not able to take. He drops back to help the rest of the pack, but Tyrex has already started thinning that herd. Yaz drops.
Oh, it's a counter immediately. Looking to really get back into this site as early as possible. Finally, that Hunter's Fury's been used. It's only been there for about 6 rounds, but even still, the kills don't come through. Damage has been done, but Tyrex is just hitting every single shot. I think I'm going to have to ask you the same question if he was previously a duelist, because other than the Rolling Thunder, I feel like everything here was just him being a headshot machine, and well, of which to try and fight this from, but you know there's going to be someone attempting to defuse that right under your nose.
Yeah, and Zero Tenacity is so quick to this as well. Putty is just holding the defuse key. He's managed to get it halved. Zeke finally puts an end to things, and Starkey on the flank now might just be the win condition that they needed. They set up the Joker, and with that, they've managed to cash in big. It's Electric last left.
Basically what the...
Yeah. I can't think of any other names that would best suit him, but Yaz right now is doing all that's required of a duelist. 2 kills on A, lurk shut down, flank already coming in. Zero Tenacity forcing the issue. Killes! He'll connect eventually, Tom. No worries there. It's a doubling. Yeah, an investment made to try and break the economy and the spirits of the Zero Tenacity side. It seems to work okay for the rest of them so far. Equal trade, 3-on-3. Yaz still yet to take any of that extra positioning outside of A. Enterprise have banked on this C execute to follow up on what it started, and they will be met with traffic very soon.
A little bit more of an off angle this time. Shot's not connected, and well, Killes is dead. He's been pushed straight into MSH. Doma has managed to get some ground, but well, his hero play ends up as just another death on the scoreboard. It leaves Yaz, the guy who was probably hoping to meet someone, even claimed the... You know what's funny? He would have his Blade Storm if it wasn't for that kill being stolen, but I don't know if he'd want to commit it here anyway.
Yeah. Chance to finance a little bit more in following rounds. Build up some bankroll. It's now a Vandal, and an attempt made to tap onto the spike. Just seeing if he can claw anything back from Zero Tenacity, because they're still flat on their feet here when you look at their money. And well, this round drops into obscurity on the A site. A really nice double stack. Electric's probably thinking, oh, there might be someone on boost. Hang on a minute. Wasn't expecting Zeke there as well.
That's the thing that all in all, like a lot of the time you go into one of those peaks, you panic, you don't get one. But he's so quick with his pre-fires that it actually, like, it's not the end of the world for the defense. They're buying extra time. They've still held on to positioning. They've got info on C. They've got deep control of A. Like, these are all things that lean towards their side. It's just whether or not Yaz can get a kill before having to escape, and he can't. So it kind of leaves things a bit more even.
Yeah, the pathing of Zero Tenacity, even on some of the defensive rounds, now into the offense, does feel tailored to how Enterprise are set up. Certainly not the first angle you would have looked to clear on the way through there, but now Doma stunned back sight. Still going to hang around here as long as Yaz was there, and now they're fighting on the site itself. Doma and Killes! They've done it all so far for them, and he's one of the first players to meet this push. Electric straight in, takes away both initiators, no sweat off the brow. And it's Yaz that finally fights back against this mixed investment. And yeah, it's two. It's 2 for him already, 3-on-3. There's another flank coming in. This jet has been accounted for. Killes takes the head clean off of Electric, and all of a sudden, Enterprise are the ones in front. Spike not planted for either Grimek or Tyrex in the backside. He's managed to get a double on that side, and the dash activated, so shouldn't be a moment before he flies in. Jazz so acutely aware, he accounts for the positioning. corrects his aim and pulls the trigger to Zeke finding another kill through middle as well. The B site in safe hands this time. Zero Tenacity don't really have an out for themselves here.
That's the thing. It's like, I guess they've just decided to play the full retake C, which it's not a bad idea. It's just how far away everybody currently is. Like, the rotation time will take them a little bit to get there. It's not like they've taken deep control or there's any other space. It's only the Cypher setup which will eventually start to give things away. And there you go. That is the cam out from Killers that lets them know. But there is a mass faith in their own retake. But I guess you look at the utility. Like, you still have the dart, stun, paranoia, flashes, aftershock, and even awareness. Grimek being here, and that fight was everything. He loses it, now it becomes very difficult. Only hope is the Rolling Thunder.
Safety net gone. Purty's got to do so much work here. He's going to get a stun, that's about it, and peeking into multiple players. They just shoot back. Tyrex will give it his best shot. Not quite revealed, drops back. Is he seriously thinking about the ult here?
Fine.
A chance to win the round with time low, as you say. He invested. Yaz the first to fall. He gets the follow-up onto Starkey. And all of a sudden, there's a chance. Stun coming in. First missed bullet. So much time for him to reload. Funneling bullets back into the magazine. Simon, how he'll want to try and put that right now. First responder in the site, and it's the bad end of the stick. And this is exactly what we're talking about. It's the setup. What does it look like? And either extremity of the map loaded with Enterprise players. First contact to be taken. Starkey hearing the footsteps echoing the halls behind him. Stuns traded. He does get one. And with the spike felled, that should be the round done and over with. Purty's tried to pick up the pieces, but they're just going to slip through his fingers. Cross, because spike has still not been set on course. Finally, it looks to be heading towards B. And with Tyrex falling, C10 have to buck up their ideas. Electric missed shot, that's the way in onto the site, however.
Oh, that was very nearly 2 for 1, but thankfully for Killers, he survives. Grimek also puts another in the death toll, and you can see that flank coming in from Yaz. Now, he's going to be everything here. With that Hunter's Fury in hand, not allowing them to get into the post is so important. The problem is they're not clearing their angles, not realizing Grimek is still at the back of the site now. Timmy the turret is going to give away the game. They have managed to clear this man out, but now that ultimate becomes ever more dangerous. Hunter's Fury can be popped. With the wraparound already coming in, I don't think there's anything they can do to deny this. Yaz needs to eliminate both players and defuse within a 10-second period, and I can tell you for free, that's not happening.
All but Yaz.
They'll get Rolling Thunder from the plant as well.
He's tucked himself into hell with this operator. We'll know about the position now. It's actually got detained. It's Starkey instead that fills the void. Stands in line, steps into his teammate. And Yaz is well supported.
Especially with the weaponry disadvantage, and yeah, I'd expect Yaz to hit that all day.
Simple enough shot. The follow-up, you can only assume, equally as good. Ragtag set of weapons for Z10 here, and in saying that, Killers is waiting around the corner with a shorty for MSH. Just holding his nerve for now. It's actually Yaz that will take first contact if this one goes ahead. Zero Tenacity will just be hoping they get thrown some kind of an opportunity here by Enterprise, but there's absolutely no reason to with the positions they have right now.
The other thing as well, for in the most boring possible way, saving those 2 rifles could actually be important going forward into the next round. They're not going to. The 1-2 punch of the shorty and the op. And now, well, yeah.
Looking to match it, in fact. He is right there next to him. And somehow, Yaz just steals another kill from beneath their nose.
Well,
this operator looks so good so far.
Zeke has taken so much map control. He's pushed all the way down. So they've got them kind of boxed in. They'll hear all the rotations. His fight is hideous. I don't know how I don't know how Yaz is still standing. And now the Hunter's Fury is going to come in to try and support. Instead, he's now left within the corner. Finally, will have to just retreat and get away, but even still, they're in a good spot here.
Just given the Rolling Thunder to surf his way around the corner too. Yaz rolled the red carpet, but they finally open. With that Zero Tenacity, plant their feet. The final stand, what it could be.
What?
On Haven, Tyrex spam through the smoke. Killer's gone. No trade, no opportunity. Starkey flying through. Shorty met by Purty. The captain holding the torch, and the rest of Zero Tenacity just following him forward onto what could be the 13th round here. Late flank from Zeke, but it's got to make it work. Yaz has found 3 in the round, but nothing more than that. Zero Tenacity take their pick of Haven. Reveal. Doesn't get anything. Now he's forced to peek behind the pillar. There's barely anywhere to go and hide your head from Yaz. You can't. Through the smoke. The double, which starts the pistol off perfect.
Yeah, I was wondering how they'd get the space without, like, deeper smokes. They just walked it. That was all they did, and that seems to be the plan for the round. Just walk it. Zeke's taking control towards middle, and the remaining 2 players don't really stand a chance unless there are some crazy shots or just silly mistakes. A few of the players now tagged up, but they really don't need to be taking these fights. Healthier players. You can now get your ult for the whole round, but yeah, it's not, just not really the ideal agent to be running. But the thing is, I'm never going to be a hater until I actually see what he does with it. If I see what he does with it and it sucks, then I'll be a hater.
And this round, he's the first body on the pile. Wood on the fire. Something for Zero Tenacity to try and nurture into a bigger problem than it currently is. There are players grouping up on the flanks. Starkey and Killers both need to be aware of this. Another shot for Alexic. Blind plays in Grimek, and all of a sudden they've got twice as many players here. This is starting to get worrying. Putty brings it down to the 2v1. Doma trying to clutch things out for the rest of his team. MSH on the other side. Recon drop time is far too low. Enterprise are going to walk away with this, but in saying that, there is nobody. If he can find a way to get value out of this, then water turn to wine in my eyes. Alexic getting 1, and Zeke very quickly putting a stop to that. So equal trade. Enterprise seemingly throwing their head at it here. Again, it's just another B take, but Zero Tenacity are quite slow in their reaction. They've got utility to hold them here. Smoke's now gone.
Yaz again, taking the charge. It's only going to be the trades. You have to bear in mind this is a full investment, so it's looking for the round victory for Enterprise, but they've got themselves into a decent place at Fragments. Not going to deny the plant, though. Just a slight shift of position. Seems like Enterprise now right back in the driver's seat again.
No suppression from the knife either. Molly available for Starkey, but he's just keeping his position covert for now. Tyrex should peek in and spot the shoulder. There it is. Wide peak. Starkey wins the duel. All on Gumek now, and the stun is just not going to connect. There we go. Starkey does peek back out. He just didn't know where. 3 players behind smokes, just waiting to get into position. Alexic again, finding a kill with this Marshall. That's Yaz on the opposite side of R, and Enterprise eventually getting everything for just a moment, but Alexic now has blades! Oh my lord, Alexic! 3 kills onto Tyrex, another clutch for him to try and surmount to. The Marshall retrieved from his teammate. Doma is the one he faces up against, and he'll pass with flying colours. Face and Zero Tenacity as well. Much deeper sight hold. Not contesting the orb, which has found its way onto Starkey, and Yaz right in the smoke. The face of Grimek, repossessing it all for himself. 3 kills right out. Yaz updrafting top gen, looking for a fight. MSH has backed away and left Grimek hung out to dry. Starkey timing through middle. Everything coming up sunshine for Enterprise.
We'll see. This is the man that I always want to be watching. But getting back into this with an operator is definitely not going to be easy, although he's patiently waiting to see if there's a peek out. And well, there is. But unfortunately, it's not in his direction. Now that Molotov finally falls into place, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. And even going for that, I think in a 2 versus 4, you were hoping for miracles to happen. It does really just feel like if they can get the right players in the right place at the right time, the round goes the defense way. And if not, and it comes down to a retake, I don't really have much confidence in Zero Tenacity.
And now he's the first line of defense with this operator on the other side of the drone, and that will drop Yaz.
Yeah, he's exactly one of the players you want to get rid of as well. Alexic goes back for another fight. This is definitely a bit of a more awkward one, but he's so quick with the flick. You have to enjoy it, and then the flash through is audacious, but I guess it doesn't matter. You've got the support of Alexic, you've got that first kill, and there you go. Right place, right time. It's now left to just Killers 1v5 with an operator. I can tell you, I have not seen this one before.
No. Won't have heard the jump from Alexic either to reposition on Pillar, just outside of the audible range.
He's being flanked as well.
Locked into the scope for now. I think MSH will just bookmark this. Finally, he is spotted, and Killers gets another 40 seconds. Not quite panic stations for Purty, but he has dropped back left-hand side, and now they have information. There are players making a push. Info on Yaz, dashes straight through, but Purty and Tyrex combine to shut things down, and well, I think Enterprise's own orbital strike probably works against them more than it does for them in this situation. Not allowed to get in for just a moment, but as the smoke dissipates, Killers is present on roll call. So 3 versus 3 at this point in time towards B, and Zero Tenacity like those odds. The numbers working well for them. Rotate MSH has come through too, and Tyrex has single. Enterprise have rarely changed up on their initial ambitions. They go straight towards B. The game is up, but not for them. One from Odoma, paired with 2 entries from Yaz. Plant is open.
Recalling my bot.
Molly already used up. But the hallways have the banners of Enterprise cast way above them. Alexic's coming back into a 1v4. He's found his first. How much more of this does he really want? It seems as if he's going to jump straight back in with that op in his hands to take a second swing at it. Peek being heard, footsteps behind the wall. It's Starkey that drops next. Smoke dropped, and there we go. To stop players getting too much further. Enterprise just knock on the door. They ask the question. They get the answer. Yaz dropping again. And when he hasn't been able to create entries and openings for this Enterprise side, they've fallen flat on their face.
Starkey's going somewhat alone with the spike. Like,
he really wants this.
Is he actually going to fake?
Okay.
Oh, I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan. That's such an aggressive peek while having the spike and while being the smokes player. Like, they now need a miracle to put this one to bed. And while even just getting past Tyrex alone seems to be a tough enough task, he will fall, making this one at least a little bit more interesting. That lockdown into play, though, could end it. They either have to plant and quickly run away, or just give it up altogether. They've gone for option A. This might actually mean that they could try and get the res, and while they're looking for it, they lose a battle.
Oh.
Killers now has his own lockdown. He's going to put the clock back onto the defense.
It's Cosmic Divide that's going to come through here as well. Grimek is just sticking this right behind the wall. Killers, he has no idea. He is none the wiser, and the detain won't come in time. Utility broken. Backside space allowed. Those smokes only really cover the left-hand side. Op in from Alexic. Uncharacteristic missed shots by him, but the blades are razor sharp as ever. Still with the updraft. Extra smoke to just drop back into a deeper line of cover. Forced to give this one away in the end. Purty by his side, another 9 seconds until the dart comes back up, and there's already a drone hovering in their direction. Waiting to just reveal a couple of players and give Alexic half a chance here. It's broken instantaneously, so here he goes over the top, does find the first. Headshot Doma, he's gone. 3 more targets left to find, and he's got to find them all by himself. No smoke, he was looking to the floor to try and place yet another cloudburst, but nothing going, nothing. Enterprise have really been able to change up the tempo. Nothing really dynamic about how this comp is playing. It is straightforward, up the guts of mid. Zero Tenacity flattened in this instance. Twice the player numbers to work with. They have managed to get into A, but lit up.
Just got the spot, but that's still only the Sova. This is now where things get more interesting, and wow, that was an all or nothing play.
peeking right into the mollies.
30 seconds.
Killer's backside, you can see his crosshair planted to the ground. Had the nano, but it won't deny the plant. Alexic, another kill added to the tally.
Last player
And his reign of terror simply will not stop for Enterprise here. Great timing from Killers on that first nano because it bought time for Enterprise to flood back in, but the bodies are thrown to the ground quick enough. 2 on 2 when the dust settles and the smokes dissipate. It's opened up a chance for Starkey. He can't hit the shot, and the trade is quick.
No command. I'm trying to think what utility he's going to throw in here. Instead, he's just waiting patiently. Well, that now makes things very interesting. 20 seconds left, and they are actually going to try and hightail it to the other side of the map. This has gamble on gamble because they didn't have a lot of middle control, and now the defense gets there just as quickly as they do.
The spike is still main,
get it in.
And Killers has wrapped around dugout. The Doma's ultimate's here to deny it as well. If he could just stop the plant, there was half a chance, but Tyrex through flowers, now laying a wreath at the player on the other side is the one doing the most. Yes, nice opener, Electric gone. Another one of those players on 21 kills, 42 between them. Can the rest of Zero Tenacity pull in the right direction? Suppression there is just huge. It stopped the Incendiary from coming out. Starkey left by himself, but he does it all. The rifle able to chain 2 kills back to back. And in quick succession, Enterprise have got themselves a foothold in this round. It's not done yet though, and MSH finding his own double has actually invited Purty to come back after the spike looked to have left. How much can he salvage? I think you're just running back to B here as was initially intended.
Oh, he's going to try and fake it out. Give himself a shot at an isolated battle. The steps have not been heard though. There has to be some doubt in Doma's mind in just a moment. Patient in case there's a rotation, but
30 seconds
Purty,
left.
this is literally just a standstill. And with both players on the defense a little bit confused as to what's going on, this is going to be where he tries to find that gap. They're both now worried that he's actually faced his way into the spawn. This zero movement has put massive doubts in his opponent's mind, but with the HP disadvantage, sure, you'll probably get yourself a post plant. Can you get anything more?
He's locked in here. He takes a peek to the left-hand side. Oh! Of that vending machine, you thought he would have been the one getting dumpstered. Instead, Alexic one-tapped. Loosens the grip of the op. It's gone. 1v1. Doma on the other side. He's come up clutch for Enterprise before, but with the dart in his hands, surely it's pitted against him. Still a chance for him to take this duel, and Putty's gone out of there. He's gone. Nowhere to be seen back into main. First tap is a fake. Low HP, can't jump this. Has to commit, and Doma still hasn't opted to get half. The recons come back up at just the right time, and with it broken, Purty's as disciplined as you like. He holds his nerve to the very embers of that round. He's up in the sky now with the blades in his hands. Take the Odin out. No, okay, it's the blades again. And we're getting moments closer to the real possibility that Enterprise drop into the lower brackets, that the rematch goes Zero Tenacity's way. Starkey flooding out, but he's solo. And yet again, the in-game leader has lost his head. A 5 versus 2 situation in favor of the Poles. That's the derby in the bag. You thought T-Rexes were extinct. This guy's a monster in his own right. 13-8.